Hey guys, what's up? I was about to, connect my USB drive to my digital mic here to put the files on the computer so I can make some audio videos for my YouTube channel. When I went I should say, to Twitter, I went to Twitter and I saw some news, be brought up today, and I didn't even know this was happening, but apparently during the State of Play, the March State of Play event by Sony for the PlayStation, it was revealed that we're going to be getting a new collection set. We're going to get a new collection game this year. That collection game is entitled the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. That's right, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. I'm sure you could probably already tell by the thumbnail that I'll be using, as well as the title of the video. Either you're watching on your computer or your phone, and you see the title on the bottom, or you're watching on your television screen, and you see the title on top. Basically, yeah. We are getting the Cowabunga Collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this was off Konami's own Twitter page. Konami says, and I quote, this is from their own Twitter page, and I quote, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo are back from the sewers with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. In collaboration with Nickelodeon, 13 radical games from Konami's entire archive of retro 8-bit, 16-bit, and arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TMNT titles, and the Japanese versions will be coming to PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC Steam. That's right. Let me reread that. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo are back from the sewers with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection in collaboration with Nickelodeon. 13 radical games from Konami's entire archive of retro 8-bit, 16-bit, and arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle titles, and the Japanese versions will be coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation Stream. Not PlayStation, but PC Stream. Physical, retail, and digital versions will be available in 2022 at the cost of $39.99. So basically $40 for the collection. It also says, and I quote, the incredible collection of 13 original classic games. Let me read that. It says, and I quote, the incredible collection of 13 original classics gives chasing down. Let me reread that. Hold on. Okay, let's start again. It says, this incredible collection of 13 original classics gives chasing down Shredder, fighting the Foot, and tangling up with Bebop and Rocksteady a fresh new look at why Konami's adaptations of the Heroes in a Half Shell set the standard in beat-em-up action games. The Cowabunga Collection includes, are you ready for this? The Cowabunga Collection includes the original arcade game of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It also includes the original arcade version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time. Like I was saying, the collection includes both original arcade versions, the ones you would put quarters in for, the original arcade versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, the original arcade versions, that is. Then you get the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You get the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. You get the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Manhattan Project. That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. You get the NES version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. And then you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo. Then you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo. I have that game. You also get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Hyperstone Heist for Sega Genesis. You get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for Sega Genesis. You get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan for Game Boy. You get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Back from the Sewers for Game Boy. And you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for the Game Boy. So yeah, you get in total, as they said, the entire archive collection. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. You get 13 games. That's what it says, 13 games in total. And all I can say about this is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good because, depending on how you get it, whether it's digital or physical media, and I would suggest physical, it's going to be, nice to have. I know, you can get a lot of these games through ROMs. There's no doubt. I mean, I have basically the arcade version of TMNT, the first arcade version, through the Xbox 360. I have basically Tournament Fighters. I have that, the Super Nintendo version. And then through ROMs, I have the Hyperstone Heist, and I have the Sega Genesis version of Tournament Fighters. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And I think I have the original TMNT on one of the ROMs too, or somewhere. But anyway, I can understand some people being like, well, why would you want to buy this entire collection if you already have them? Well, one, the ROMs are a good way of playing the games. There's no doubt about it. But if you can have an entire collection of all these games together, basically you won't have to worry about whether a ROM will work or it doesn't. Because we can get let me rephrase that. Well, let me rephrase that. When I say basically having all the games in this kind of collection together is good, what I'm trying to say is basically you don't have to worry about whether or not a ROM will work. Because despite the ROM having those activation files to them, those dot files, if you will, like dot, NES or dot SMC or dot, GBC or whatever. Despite not having, despite having those, I should say, sometimes, the ROM won't work. Even though people say it should, sometimes it won't. So you can have TMNT Radical Rise Up in one sentence or one word, crammed together, and then it's going to say dot GBC or dot GB for Game Boy, and it won't work. So having them finally release this as a collection, giving you the opportunity to play it on all different platforms, I think is great. I really do. I know a lot of people are probably going to head for the Switch version. They're going to probably try to get the Switch version because, one, most of the games that are on here are for the Switch and for the Genesis, so it makes more sense to go that route. But then I also know that there might be some people that might go for the PlayStation and Xbox versions because you get a digital disc with both. Well, not a digital disc, but you get a Blu-ray or 4K like disc with both. And you get, like, as I've said before, when I talked about the Rescue Ranger Blu-ray set, you get a much more crisper, clearer image, than you would with just the digital and maybe even the Nintendo Switch cartridge or chip or whatever it's called. But overall, depending on your preference, I think this is a great move. Because I'll say this, when I would play the Disney Afternoon Collection on my PlayStation 4, even though it takes a little getting used to the controllers, it works great. It works absolutely fine, and I enjoy it. I really do. It works absolutely fine, and I enjoy it. So to me, with them bringing this out, I think it's a great move. I think it really is a great move. The only catch is whether or not you'll be able to play with other different controllers besides the ones for the consoles. Like with Retrobit, they have the Sega Genesis controllers and all that. Will you be able to play these Sega games with those controllers? The same with, the Super Nintendo ones and the Nintendo ones. Will the Retrobit or the Hyperkin controllers that they bring out, will they be allowed to allow you to play the games on those consoles with them, as well? Maybe even use an arcade fight stick. Who knows? But overall, I think it's a great move, and I'm glad Konami's doing this. Hopefully, Angry Joe talks about this in the Angry Joe show this Monday. I would love to get his thoughts on it. But overall, I look forward to it, and that's really all I can say, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about the Cowabunga Collection coming out this year? Will you be getting it? Do you think it's worth having? Or would you rather just go with the ROMs and, just try to see which ones would work, on your Retrocade or whatever? Let me know down below in the comments, guys, as well as live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Also, check me out at my Teespring store. Also, check me out at the BW Roses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Also, check me out at divanart.com/BVW1979. Also, check me out at Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 to help support me there, and at Cash App at BWRoses98, and at Patreon.com/BWRoses, and at Vimeo at BW Roses as well. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are overall on this. I think it's a great idea. I'm probably going to get it myself, just so I can have it right then and there to play on my high definition screen. But again, let me know what your thoughts are, and I am out. I'm melting in a puddle of goop.
Inspired by Lexus at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
There goes my gas.
Slow roasted tomatoes on turkey and bacon. It's the Zest of Garden Turkey Club from Jimmy John's.
Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, the time for another look at Stan Lee creating the DC Universe in his own image. Last time we saw his version of Superman, still a strange visitor from another planet, but instead of being the last son of Krypton, he was Slab Squat Thrust, exercise fanatic to compete with his genetically engineered peers who were all space cops. His girlfriend was killed to add unnecessary tragedy to his backstory, and he ended up going to rock or accidentally sent to Earth. There, Superman decided to fight the time in the hopes of making the government devote money to their space program. I'd say it made sense in context, but it was pretty loose thinking there too. So let's dig into Just Imagine Stan Lee creating Batman and see how Stan tackles a darker character who already had a tragic backstory. Dark, brooding, important, groundbreaking. This one was actually the first of the series to be published. I just chose to go with Superman first since, well, Superman can be thought of as the epitome of superheroics in all of its various tropes, so it's only natural to see Stan take on the archetype itself. Here, though, we have Batman, which broke away from so many of those tropes while building on others. And I've got to say, the cover is a lot better than last time. It evokes the familiar tones of Batman while still giving it a different look. In this case, Batman has the overall shape of the Dark Knight, except, as we can see in the background, the base is considerably more bat-like than just the basic silhouette that usually goes for. The only thing I'll criticize is that building. Well, they think it's a building that he's jumping off of. The hell is that? I'd say it's just something under construction, but I'm pretty sure you don't start joke about Batman being a gigantic man-child, but I didn't think it was quite that literal. We open at a cemetery in the rain. The night is dark and starless. The TARDIS exploded, and all stars went supernova at once. The pounding rain is cold. Just imagine Stan Lee creating haikus. But the heart of Wayne Williams is colder still, for it beats with a silent, seething rage. Why did I only bring one umbrella on this trip? If Wayne Williams is angry now, wait until that weeping angel behind him finishes leaping out. Anyway, Wayne's father was a cop who was killed in the line of duty, and naturally he and his mother are rather upset about that. That being said, all I can notice is that the word balloons are all in rounded rectangles, which gives the effect that these people are actually robots. As they walk home, they talk about how the neighborhood has gone to hell with crime. They pass by a group of thugs beating up a guy, and the mother wants to intervene, but Wayne pulls her away so she doesn't end up being the target of their ire. The gangster is some guy named Hans, spelled with a Z, because poor literacy has also been recreated by Stan Lee. The next day, Wayne goes to work at a convenience store, spotting Hans walking down the street with his girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure Hans is supposed to be a 1920s gangster, or a very convincing Linkara cosplayer. In any event, a car drives by in an attempt to kill Hans, who ducks behind another car. Spotting that the girlfriend is frozen in fear and right in the line of fire, Wayne jumps out and gets her down. The shooters drive off, but Hans is a colossal dickhead. Hey, who said you could mess with my lady? No two-bit punk acts like a hero when I'm around. How dare you save my girlfriend's life? I wanted her bloody corpse to fall on top of me like a blanket. I just tried to help. Yeah, try that again and you'll get what your father got. Okay, making a note here. Anytime people fire bullets at you, let you and your date be riddled with them. Must have great recruitment posters for your gang. Just let us die. Insulted by the remark about his father, Wayne tries to fight, but Hans shows off why he got his nickname, taking Wayne's fists and crushing his fingers. This goes on for another page or two, although what gets me is that Hans' jacket says hands and feet on it. Does that mean he'll do the same with his feet to your toes if you try to kick him? After his girlfriend begs him to let Wayne go, he finally relents, but the next day a bunch of hooded goons come in with guns. They say out loud that Wayne gave them a tip to rob the place, which should be a clear indicator that they're lying, since why the hell would they be stupid enough to disguise their identities with masks, but then loudly announce that this guy was in on it. They also shoot the store owner in the arm for good measure, which apparently knocks him unconscious. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's trauma or something.